Imagine you are making a salad and a glass of juice. You slice off the tomato top, trim the broccoli stem, peel the carrot and cucumber, and toss the outer lettuce leaves. Where does it all go? Straight into the bin. Now multiply that by millions of households and food factories every single day. But we are just not throwing away the vegetable scraps. We are throwing away the sugars, fibers, vitamins, and minerals. At the same time, we are facing global challenge. How do we feed increasing population without putting much pressure on the earth resources? And here lies the paradox. We are throwing away what we have while searching for the new sustainable sources of the protein. But what if the answer isn't producing more, but transforming what we have? Meat is a tiny microorganism that has been helping us for thousands of years to bake a bread and to brew wine. But yeast is more than just a tool for baking and brewing. It's a microscopic powerhouse, a tiny protein factory. Just feed them the sugar and they multiply rapidly. But in my research, instead of feeding them the expensive pure sugars, I feed them the juices made from this vegetable waste. How do I do that? In a large tank, I add vegetable juices and a small amount of yeast cells. Then the fermentation begins. Yeast start to consume all the natural sugar present in these juices and multiply rapidly. One cell becomes the million and million become the billion. Once the fermentation is complete, I spin this mixture at a high speed to separate these billions of yeast cells from remaining liquid. Then I dry them to get fine yeast powder. When I analyze this yeast powder, I found it contains around 30 to 50% of protein, which is much higher than in many traditional food. And not just a protein. It is also rich in vitamin B, mineral, fiber, healthy fat, and key amino acid, some of which are hard to get from the plant-based food. Most studies focus on using this yeast powder simply as protein ingredient, but my research goes a step further by turning them into real, affordable food products. I'm now exploring how I can use this yeast powder to develop with alternative to fortify dairy and baked good, or even serve as a savory seasoning for our snack or just a spread for our bread. In this way, we get all the nutrients as meat, but with far less environmental impact. This approach transforms trash into treasure, converting vegetable waste into high-value food product. So maybe the future of sustainable protein isn't growing in the field. Maybe it's growing in the fermentation tank, powered by what we are throwing away. Thank you.